Thank you for joining us. Now, Keroche Breweries CEO Tabitha Karanja, together with her husband, Joseph Karanja, have been arrested at the company premises in Naivasha moments ago. The couple spent the night locked in their office in Naivasha as DCI and KRA officers camped at the gate. The DPP Nordin Haji on Wednesday issued an arrest order against the couple for the 14 billion shillings tax evasion, which dates back to 2015.
Yeah.
Hey, Madam Karanja.
Today I want to discuss Jubilee's war on Keroche Breweries. Now, before I continue, I just want to say thank you for all your likes, for all your comments and feedback. Please subscribe to this channel. It really helps out. Now, if you haven't noticed, over the last several years, Jubilee has been waging war on Keroche Breweries. Now let us examine why Jubilee or the government of Kenya is trying its utmost best to destroy Keroche Industries. Now, Keroche, if you don't know, just to clue you in, is a locally or African-owned brewery operating in Kenya. And from the day they started operations and to the point that they are right now, where they expanded operations, the government of Kenya has been waging a tireless war against this business. And it is apparent to anyone who's observing this situation over this time period that the government is determined to destroy this business. Now, what I want to do is to examine what possible motive would the government of Kenya have in destroying Keroche Breweries. Okay? And I hate to use the word government, but I'll have to use it. The proper word is elite. Why is the elite that runs Kenya, you know, the children of the home guards who rule over Kenya, why are they trying to destroy Keroche? So let us look at this thing. And it's really sad. It really is sad, you know, because the business situation, it said that in Kenya, the difficulty in starting or running a business is said to be very high. Just from the fees that they demand, all the paperwork, you know, it's called red tape, all the red tape, all the hoops you have to jump over, all the complications. And every step of the way, you almost have to bribe someone for you to start a business. And they demand so much in terms of fees upfront that to many people, it's almost not worth it. Almost not worth it. And then you have to do all these insane reports. I don't know, a NEMA report, I don't know what report, all sorts of reports. For what? You're just trying to start a business and create employment. But they've put in so many complications. And you know, this is very bizarre when you consider that almost 70% of Kenya's population is unemployed or underemployed. Imagine, those are the numbers. So you'd think that you would make it as easy as possible to start a business. But no, the elite of Kenya doesn't operate that way. They make it as difficult as possible to start a business. You go and try and start a kiosk. You'll see them demanding of you, I don't know, a NEMA report. As if you're the one who's responsible whether it rains or not. Where are all these regulations coming from? Well, they're coming from the West. Oh, really? Yeah. Almost nothing that happens in Kenya originates from Kenya. All of these complications is coming from the West. But let's not talk about that. Let's focus on Kenya. Let me not go off on a tangent. Now, as to the issue of business regulations and the taxes and the fees and the red tape, it's very discouraging, right? So, this company called Keroche, it was founded by a very amazing lady. She fights through all these complications and finally gets a business started. And the business begins to grow, which in itself is a major accomplishment. right? So you would think that the government would come alongside her and hold her hand and help her to expand across Africa. No, it doesn't work like that in Kenya. In Kenya, the government first of all ignored her, or rather ignored Keroche, for a long time. Until one day, Keroche was able to get a strategic investor. And through this investor, they were able to expand significantly. Like they were able to bring these huge boilers, and they started now becoming a major player in the alcohol industry. At that point, the government, or should I say the elite, started to pay attention. Now they started to look at Keroche. They started to look at the lady who founded it very carefully to see what was going on. And it wasn't a look of love. No, it was a look of hatred and concern. Why? Why? What possible motive would they have? Well, you need to understand how Kenya is ruled. You need to understand how Kenya is run. The elite runs Kenya in the interest of the foreigners. You understand? The elite that we have, they are put in place by the British. I know you think it's your choice. I know you think you voted for them. I assure you, they were left in power by the British to protect British interests and largely Western interests. And that is exactly what they do. So in this situation, this is the context. Where Keroche was starting an industry, there was already a monopoly. There was a beer monopoly. It's called East Africa Breweries. But there's nothing East African about it. The ownership is wholly British. It is owned by a company called Diageo. So Diageo, or the British, have a beer monopoly in Kenya. Yeah. And they control almost 90% of the alcohol market. That is why British products flood our shelves. Very few Kenyan products. You ask any Kenyan man, tell me all the alcohol brands that you know. He will rattle off British companies, or rather British brands. Ask him, no, Kenyan brands that you know. They almost don't know any, because there are none. Right? 90% of the market is monopolized by the British. Now Keroche started small. Now when they began to expand and began to become a threat to the British monopoly, the elite that exists to serve foreign interests immediately took note. And apparently they were given instructions to crush Keroche. And from that day onwards, they have done everything within their power to destroy Keroche. Everything. I'm telling you, they are using the tax code to persecute that company, to pursue them for non-existent taxes. Accusation after accusation, court case after court case. That's how they wear you out. They keep you in court. They keep you stressed up. They keep you wasting your money on lawyers until they discourage you, until you give up. But the beautiful thing about the chief executive, the owner of Keroche, she's a tough woman. She has fought them every stage of the way. And the sad thing is that not a single Kenyan, not a single Kenyan man or woman stands up for Keroche. No one ever protests. Why are you trying to destroy Keroche? No one ever says anything. So she's been waging this war against the elite for years. They've been arrested, right? Imagine, you start a company, you create employment, you create thousands of jobs, and the government shows up to arrest you. Yeah. You have to go to prison. Why? How dare you threaten Mzungu interest in Kenya? How dare you? Who do you think you are? Do you not know that Kenya belongs to Mzungu? That your role in Kenya is strictly in the slum. Your job is to be in the slum. Yeah. If you're not working for a foreign company to help them get money out of Kenya, then you're supposed to be in the slum. You have no business bringing competition to foreign interests. And that is one of the reasons why they make it so difficult to start businesses in Kenya. Why? Because if you Kenyans begin to start all sorts of businesses, well, you'll be threatening foreign interests. So how dare you try to start a business and succeed at it? The only businesses you're supposed or you are allowed to start is businesses where you push foreign products, not where you try to manufacture any kind of product that will bring competition to the foreigners. You see, the policy of Kenya government is deindustrialization. They do everything to prevent the rise and growth of industries in Kenya. You try it. Keroche tried it. They were put in prison. And then all manner of shenanigans has happened to that family. Think about it. Suspicious deaths of kids. Everything. There's always a cloud. Right? And you're like, what is happening? What is going on? So what we know is that Keroche brought a lot of competition. And the worst competition that Keroche was bringing towards foreign interests is that they were showing Kenyans that, yes, you can own your own industry. Yes, you can own factories. Kenyans are not supposed to own factories. She was showing the people, you can start a business, a huge, massive conglomerate. Yes, you can. All on your own. Since she was giving us the wrong example to follow. We are not supposed to be starting businesses like that. No. We are supposed to be hawking foreign products. That is the approved business for Africans in Kenya. All other businesses belong to people who are not African in Kenya. And so the government had to crush her for giving us a very poor example to follow. You see? And so that is the saga of Keroche, with the elite acting openly to destroy a Kenyan business to protect foreign interests. Now, in other less dysfunctional societies and countries, what generally happens is that when someone shows that they have business acumen and they've managed to seriously fight and grow their business, what generally happens is that the state comes alongside that person and gives them tax breaks. Yeah. And give them soft loans. Give them introductions into different countries so that they can spread into those countries. You understand? When you see Chinese corporations in Kenya, their state is assisting them to expand all over the world. When you see South Korean corporations in Kenya, their country, their state, their government does everything to push them. You understand? That's how come those countries are becoming more and more wealthy. But not in Kenya. The elite will not allow Kenya to become wealthy. The minute you try to start a business, they will show up to destroy you because they have to protect the foreign interest. The Mzungu has to remain in profit. That is why there are no textile factories in Kenya. There's a population of 45 million people. We can create so many jobs just by manufacturing our own clothes. But no, no. Because if you manufacture your own clothes, where will the Mzungu dump his old clothes when they die? And those clothes need to be thrown away. Or they're out of fashion and they need to throw away those clothes. Where are those clothes supposed to go? If you begin to make your own clothes, they have to be dumped somewhere. So where do they dump them? In Kenya and in Africa. So you have to wear old clothes. So there are no factories in Kenya that can be allowed to manufacture clothes, because that will conflict with the Western interests, and the government exists to protect the Western interests. That's why there's no motorcycle factory. The motorcycle market in Kenya is huge. Why is it that there is no factory making motorcycles? Or at least making parts, spare parts. It's a huge market and it will only grow. But well, if you start a factory that is making motorcycles, then where will the Chinese dump their motorcycles? The Chinese may just have to shut down their motorcycle factory. Well, now we can't have unemployment going up in China because you guys want to open up a factory and create jobs? No. So, no motorcycle factory. Simple. Think of any product that you want. There is no factory in Kenya for that. And if there's a factory, it is owned by who? By the same foreigners. You will not see Africans owning anything. Africans live in the slum. Africans are slum dwellers and hawkers. That's it. Every enterprise is controlled from the outside. And the state in Kenya exists to protect the outside, to preserve their jobs and to preserve their markets, but not to protect our businesses and our markets. And so that's why Keroche is being destroyed. And what is really sad is the response of the general population. It's really sad. Anytime you go to buy drinks, you should at least buy 50% from Keroche, just to show solidarity. But none of you ever says anything. You don't care at all. And that is the real tragedy of Kenya. So I want you to make a pledge to support Keroche. Anytime you go out, give them a few orders, right? Watupie chupa kadhaa. Promote that company. That is a domestic company. That is our own company. If it spreads throughout Africa, we get richer. It's in our own best interest. If Diageo spreads throughout the world, they don't bring their profit to Kenya. They take the profit back to England. So let's fight for our own. And you know what is ironical is that some of these products that Diageo sells in Kenya, you know, a lot of the formulations are actually African. Whether you believe it or not. You heard of the scandal about whiskey. Whiskey was invented by an African slave in America. But they stole that formula and they use it for their own profit. Let me give you another one that you've never heard of. Guinness. The formula for Guinness. You know, Guinness comes into Kenya when it's already brewed. You know that. Right? So they're making a lot of money from us. We don't even benefit from that at all. If you're buying Guinness, Kenya benefits zero from that. Now let me tell you where they got the formula for Guinness. The formula for Guinness was stolen by the British from West Africa. Yeah, back in the day. That is why it is called Guinness. Yeah, from the Gulf of Guinea. So these are our own products, our own inventions, repackaged and then sold back to us for their own profit. So it's very painful. Okay. Now, the other thing that happened, the other motivation that you may not be aware of, remember when they gave the British tariff-free entry for all their products for the next quarter century? You remember that Parliament ratified that, something for which you should actually vote them out for. Fire them for doing that. Now, part of the motivation was to reduce the import duty for British alcoholic drinks. Why? So that they can undermine Keroche completely. Because now Keroche has to pay taxes. But the British, when they're selling their Johnny Walker, they don't have to pay any taxes. I want you to think about that. That's how bad the situation is. That it is our own elite that is doing everything in their power to destroy us. While you guys are getting caught up in the tribal fights, and you really need to get over that, for real. The real fight is always about money. Let me tell you, it's always about money. Who is making money and who's not making money. So let us promote Keroche as much as we can. And just remember, anytime you drink a Tusker or any Diageo product, the profit ends up in London. Doesn't do us any good. You're better off having that profit ending up in Naivasha. Why? Your own relative may benefit from that. Thanks.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and comment below. Kenya's time has come. Our time has come. Your time has come. A time to succeed and not fail. A time to grow wealth and not poverty. A time to go up and not down. It's time for you to stop walking and drive your car. Stop renting and buy yourself a house. It's your time to get blessed. Join the CCV movement and together let us kick poverty and unemployment out of Kenya. Become a member today. Donate what you can. And remember that the CCV is the only political organization in Kenya that is squarely built upon Christian values, unlike the rest. We'll see you next time. Thank you.